what is the challenge between getting trained and going doing it? So we started walking through these things that she believes would stop you from going and taking. I want you to type in the chat box. What do you think? What do you think? Because I want to tie today purpose to talent and talent to confidence and confidence to action. Everybody see that? I want to put these things together. So, right. I want to put these things to action. So I'm seeing fear, confidence to fear, prioritization. That's good. Overwhelmed, implementing the training, believing in myself. Okay, we're going places. This is good because this is what I was thinking. And I want to bring all of it back to one big thing. I see a lot of fear and confidence. Okay, believing, identifying an intrinsic motivator. That's good, Jason Sutton. Discipline, derivative of the word disciple. Overwhelm. Okay, now here's what I'm trying to get across to you. When there is a gap in your business between thinking and doing, right? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to convert our purpose. First, we got to find our purpose. And this whole course is going to be built on a stat that I saw that changed everything. And the stat was that at 87% of people will live their entire lives and never find their talent and associate that talent with the purpose. I want you to write that down. 87% of people will live their entire lives and never really find their talent and their purpose. Now that's a big number. How many of you believe that's a big number? Okay. How many of you have found some purpose through being a health coach? How many of you, when you were 10 years old, said, man, when I grow up, I want to be a health coach? There's probably not a person on this call that said when you were 10 years old, when you thought right in school, hey, when I grow up, here's what I'm going to become. I'm going to become a successful health coach. See, so I'm going to make a very bold statement here in the beginning of this series. I don't think you find your purpose. I believe your purpose finds you. Does everybody see that? Okay. Now I can say that with confidence because I've been coaching people since I was 15 years old. And Gretchen Taylor, I'm 45 years old. I'll be 46 years old this year. I know what you're thinking, man. He looks young for 45, doesn't he? I know that's what you're thinking. But here's the deal. I've been coaching people for 30 years. And I actually, to prepare for this series, called the top 5 people I coach. These are people that are earning millions of dollars of personal income. And guess what I asked them? What's your purpose? What's your why? You know, you hear that a lot. You got to find your why. Do you know that almost 4 out of 5 people that I'm coaching, the top 5 people I'm coaching, couldn't tell me? You know what they said? It's just who I am, coach. 4 of the 5 said it's just who I am. Right? So when I started to do this series with you, I've been doing a lot of research and I've been thinking, why was the Purpose-Driven Life? How many of you bought a copy of the Purpose-Driven Life when that book came out? I did. That book was selling 1 million copies a month. Folks, that is unheard of. 90% of all books will never sell more than 5,000 copies. So for a book to be selling 1 million copies a month, that is an indicator that people are struggling to find their purpose. How many of you agree with that? Okay. So when I started studying this, I started going, okay, why do people struggle with purpose? And I believe it's because they have not located their talent. And I believe it's because they haven't figured out how to utilize their talent through their work. Okay. So I want you to write this down. Work can be the distribution channel for one's talents. Your work can become a distribution channel for your talent. Okay. Meaning Optavia health coaching can become the conduit in which you find your talent and distribute your talent to help another person. And through the helping of another person, your purpose actually finds you. Now, how many people have called you during this program and thanked you for getting them involved in it? Thank you for helping it transform their life. And how many of you felt that internal profit when a person gave you that? See, in essence, you didn't set out to be a health coach, but somewhere along the way, your purpose kind of found you and said, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And you have a talent. So during the course of these 4 weeks, we're going to have some huge discoveries, because if I can help you locate your talent, your real talent, your ability, your real ability, what makes you unique in the world, and I can show you how to tie your talent and ability to your work, and then distribute that through the distribution channel of health coaching and help a lot of people, folks, you're going to have both internal profits and external profits. Okay. An internal profit is a Dave Blanchard term. It's an internal feeling. Okay. So if we could accomplish that over the next 4 weeks and help you figure this out, find your talent, locate your purpose, show you how to use it through health coaching business to help a bunch of people, how many of you think that'd be a big win for us? I think it'd be a huge win. Now, my daughter goes to a private Christian school, and I called down to the principal one day, who was a basketball coach, and he and I used to coach against each other. And I called him and I said to him, when is my daughter gonna have a class in finding her talents? And he said, "What's he went, I said, Coach, we don't have a class on that." And I said, well, when is my daughter gonna kind of have a class on kind of locating her purpose in life? He said, well, we don't have class in that. And then he said, I said, well, when is she going to learn how to use her talent to solve problems for other people? What did he say? What did he say, David Horton? We don't have a class in that. And you know what I said? Hey, help me remember why we're paying $12,000 to send my daughter to that school when she's not going to find her talent. She's not going to locate her purpose. She's not going to learn how to solve a problem. See, I went to college for 9 years to get 3 degrees, folks. I had not one class in locating my talent, not one class in finding my purpose, not one class in using my purpose to solve a problem for another person. See, when you understand this formula, money changes hands when problems are solved. The reason people join Optavia is because they got a problem. What's the problem? I'd like to lose 20 pounds. I'd like to get my confidence back. I'd like to transition. I'd like to help people. See, they got a problem. You are solving a problem for them with this program. Okay? Money is exchanged when problems are solved. You're not selling or just sharing a health program. You're solving a problem for another person. Does everybody see that? So when you go out to talk to people, you're doing one thing. You're initiating a conversation, you're connecting with people, and you're locating a problem. How many of you had a problem when you joined Optavia? Raise your hand. Let me tell you what my problem was, Regina, Washington. I was 30 pounds overweight. And I was speaking at a conference in Mexico, and I had all this confidence on stage, and I was Coach Burt, right? And then I got off stage and I went to my room, and the people at the conference said, Coach, they texted me and they said, we want you to come out by the swimming pool and just hang out with us. And I was embarrassed. I told my wife, I said, man, I don't want to go out by the pool. I'm embarrassed about my body. I'm 30 pounds overweight, not in good shape. I had all this confidence on stage. The minute I walked off stage and when they wanted me to go out, I was embarrassed. And it was that day that I picked up the phone and called Doug Wood. And I said, here's my credit card. Get me on the program. Everybody see that? I had a problem. Okay. Now, money changes hands when problems are solved. I may have a confidence issue. I may be going through transition in life. I may want to lose weight. I may want to do this. So you got to understand the psychology. See, all purpose really is using your talent to solve a problem for another person. And you're using the distribution channel and the product and the habits of health system and the accountability to solve their problem. But when you do solve their problem, how valuable is that? How does that make you feel when somebody calls and says, thank you for get me on this program because it changed my life? See, now I'm getting what? Purpose. Purpose to profit. Purpose to monetization. And we're going to go through the different types of profit, because there's not all just financial profit. Okay, there's other kinds of profit. So let's get through some definitions of this. Okay, what is purpose? I'm going to give you some good definitions of purpose, because if 87% of people never find their purpose, have they really gone looking for it? Have they really even know what it is? Everybody tells you got to find your purpose. You got to find your why. You got to do this. How many of you have ever felt kind of like a loser because you didn't know your why? And everybody said, you got to find your why. I actually believe you don't find it. I believe it finds you when you are pursuing something. If we got 309 people on here, I'm telling you, there's probably not 5 on this call that said, when I was a kid, I knew my purpose was going to be helping people get on a path to health and wellness. You didn't sit down and figure it out. You took an action. And when you took an action, you woke up one day and go, man, this is good. I like this. I get a good feeling. I'm helping people. This is a positive thing. So what is purpose? I want you to write this down. Purpose is the usage of your unique talent in the world. It is the usage of your unique talent in the world. Okay, everybody see that? It is the usage of a unique talent in the world. Okay. Typing this up. Okay, number 1. Notice I didn't say it is the sitting, it is the waiting, it is the relaxing. You don't relax your way into finding your purpose, folks. You use a talent. It is the usage of a unique talent in the world. Now, I'm not done with the definition. To solve a problem for another person. To solve a problem for another person. Right? It's the usage of a talent, a unique talent or unique ability in the world to solve a problem for another person. And let me add on one more thing, in which you enjoy. In which you enjoy. How many of you have solved problems in the world and worked with people that you didn't enjoy working with? You probably have, right? I want you to think about your best client right now. The one that appreciates you. The one where there's exchange between you and them that's positive. Sarah said, I'm a lawyer, so every day. That's funny. Good thing you found Optavia, Sarah. See, when I was typing this up and putting this together, I was deeply thinking about purpose. And I'm like, man, purpose is when you do what you love with who you love doing it with. And it's both highly enjoyable and highly profitable. Does that sound like good purpose right there? You're doing what you enjoy doing. You're using your talent. You're using it out in the world. You're solving problems for people. And you actually enjoy the people you're working with. They love you and you love them. Like I think about all the companies I work with, folks, my favorite people to work with are Optavia health coaches. I work with mortgage originators and real estate agents and insurance people and lawyers and you name it. The friendliest, most appreciative people of my coaching are health coaches. Can y'all believe that? Everywhere I go, they're so nice and they're so friendly. I very seldom meet a real negative person in Optavia. Okay. No matter where I go in the world, I probably coach 5,000 health coaches. It's typically a unique exchange. So I want you to think now, to use a talent, guess what we got to know? Serena and Linda and Dana and Wendy, guess what? To use a talent, guess what we have to figure out? We got to actually know what our talent is. We actually got to know what our ability is. To use it, we got to know what it is. Okay. So we're going to be working on that throughout the course of this thing. What is my ability? What is my unique talent? What is my ability that I've been giving? What is your real talent? Do you know that 9 out of 10 people I asked that to can't tell me? How many of you believe if you really knew your talent and you honed in on what your real purpose was, that it would make you be incredibly confident when sharing the health coaching program with other people? How many believe that? Did you see how many people put confidence as the #1 reason we don't go out and do what we could do through Optavia? See, this was where I was going this morning when I was asking my wife, why don't you go do what you're capable of doing? What stops you when you sit on all these trainings every week, but you don't go do it? And you know what she came back to me? She said confidence. She said confidence. And she's married to me. And I wrote a book on confidence. And I'm like, sweetheart, we're married to each other. And you're telling me you still struggle with confidence? She said, yes, sir, I do. I said, okay, if we could solve that problem for you, what would happen in your Optavia business? It would blow up. I believe confidence comes from knowing your talents. Confidence comes from distributing your talents. Confidence comes from helping a lot of people and then them telling you this was good. This was good. And man, and the more times you hear this is good, guess what you get? The more confident you become and the more people you want to help and the more feedback you get. So notice I keep using the word distribution. I am distributing my talent to the world and the world is saying, thank you. This is awesome. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for introducing me to Optavia. Thank you for taking action. Thank you for seeing something in me that nobody else saw in me. Thank you for helping me when I tried 7 other things that didn't work. Everybody see that? See, that thank you is profit. Would you guys agree? See, every time you get a thank you and an appreciation, you're getting paid. You're getting paid. So #1, we got to go, what is purpose? Purpose is the usage of a unique talent to solve a problem. This is why when you're talking to people, if I'm talking to Jen and I'm trying to help her, the #1 way I can help her is find out where she needs help. And the way I do that is I just talk to her. Hey, Jen, where do you live? How's it going? I'm excited to talk to you. I connect to Jen. And then I start asking Jen, tell me about your goals. What are you trying to do? See, this is a question I ask every person when I'm doing my discovery. What are you trying to do, Jen? And guess what? People tell me. I'm trying to lose 30 pounds. I'm trying to get my confidence back. I'm trying to fight through this adversity. I'm fine to do. Okay, great. Jen, if I could show you a way to help you do that and be right there with you to help you do it, would that be valuable to you? And she's going to go, absolutely. Now, notice what I did first. I didn't try to share my story with her. I didn't try to tell her what she needed to do. I didn't try to sell her on anything. What I did first is locate her problem. Does everybody see that? To help another person. See, you don't know what I'm thinking unless you ask me. You don't know what I'm trying to do. That day when I called Doug Wood, he's like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, man, I need to get down 30 pounds. I don't feel confident right now in my body. I'm going to the gym and I'm working out, but I'm not losing any weight. Right? That's my problem, Doug. And if you could help me with this problem, here's my credit card and let's get started today, man. I'm tired of talking about it, tired of thinking about it. I'm ready to go. That's called a trigger moment. Now, why did I call Doug Wood? This is very important for you guys to understand. Doug Wood didn't call me and try to sell me anything for 2 years. He didn't try to get me on the Optavia program. What he did was just stay in my life and be right there with me and supporting me until I was ready to make a decision. Everybody see that? He didn't pressure me. He didn't try to push me to do something. He just stayed right there steady because part of his purpose is connecting to people and listening and then offering them a solution. That's really what you're doing, folks. Okay. So I'm distributing my talent to the world. I'm looking to solve a problem for you because money exchanges hands when problems are solved. And I'm working with people that, man, I enjoy working with. So here's my formula. People want to know how I pick people that I work with. I look for hungry, humble, and coachable. Everybody see that? I look for hungry, humble, and coachable. Now, how many of you think I know within 15 seconds if I have a hungry, humble, and coachable person? See, I can tell by their language. I can tell by, are they open? Are they closed? Are they open-minded? Do they have a growth mindset? Do they have a fixed mindset? If they got a fixed mindset, you'll know within 15 seconds. I'm not open to this. Don't share it with me. I'm not listening to what you have to say. Okay, good. Let's go on to the next person. You hear Dan Valentine talk about the deck of cards. Let's just go to the next person. Look, right? I'm not going to try to convince you to do this, man. You're not doing it for me, by the way. You're doing it for you. It's not my potential. It's your potential. I can't do it for you. Okay. All right. Definition number 2 of purpose. The exchange of your talent and fulfillment. The exchange. I want to use that word a lot. There's an exchange here of your talent and fulfillment to help other people. Okay, now let's key in on a word for a second. Let's key in on that word exchange. In life, for something to take action, there has to be a commitment. And I want to use another word than commitment. I want to use a covenant. A covenant is really a commitment between 2 people, right? So Jamie Brown wants to get her health to where she wants to be. I'm going to be her coach. There's a commitment and covenant between us that she probably can't do it without me, and I can't do it without her. We are in this together. That's called a vested partnership. The exchange is I'm going to exchange my time and energy and money. That's a commitment. See, if I had a definition of the word commitment, a commitment is not a commitment unless you're willing to put time and energy and resource into it. Everybody see that? You're not really committed to your health unless you're willing to exchange time and energy and money. The money buys the fuelings to get you up and going, get you the health coaching, get you the habits of health system, get you access to a dynamic community of people. But I can't help you until you commit to this. There's an exchange. And the exchange is you're going to exchange your time, energy, resource to get started. Purpose is an exchange. How many of you have ever paid good money to go watch an artist perform? Right? Now, what kind of exchange did they have there? They give you their talent and you gave them your love. You gave them your attention. You gave them your money, right? What did they do for you? Why did you exchange there? Did they make you dream bigger? See, I go to concerts. I'm a nerd, guys. I take a notebook to concerts. All right. I go to a concert and I'm watching how the artist connects with the audience. People around me are like, what's wrong with him? And I'm sitting there and I'm taking notes, right? And I'm watching. And I'm watching how entertainers connect with audiences. I'm watching the exchange that happens between their talent and their love. I'm sitting there taking notes like this one's really good at connecting. And this one's really good at making people feel a certain way. And this one's really good at this because I'm very interested in connecting with people at a high level. So I study connection. How do I connect with these 309 people? How does people connect with millions of people? Because that is ultimately where exchange is. Everybody see that? If you don't understand exchange, you never understand your talent for a problem. You never understand, hey, I'm giving you something and you're exchanging something back with me. I went to an Eric Church concert once. You know, I live in Nashville. It's 55,000 people here. And he stood up at the beginning of the concert and he said, man, I got one rule. He said, I'm going to give you everything I've got for as long as I can sing tonight. I only ask one thing. You give me everything back. Okay. I watched 55,000 people stand up for 4 hours and 15 minutes. He went for 4 hours and 15 minutes that night. They sang every song with him. 55,000 people. You talking about? I was just looking around like, this is crazy. He's giving them his talent and they are giving them their love. And there's an exchange. He's loving it and they're loving it. Think about your greatest client right now, the ones you really help that love it. How awesome is that when you love it and they love it? And you walk out of there and you tell somebody, man, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I think this is what my purpose is. I actually believe this is it. See, you didn't find it. It found you. Everybody see that? Now, when you hear me talk, or you see me on stage, or you see me somewhere, you may use a word called passion. That little bald-headed dude's got a lot of passion, right? Well, what I actually have is a lot of conviction, because I know without a doubt this was what I was put on planet Earth to do, which is coach people. If you took this away from me, I would be miserable, right? A few weeks ago, I was in Dallas, Texas, and I'd spoken a lot, and I got real vocal at one of my presentations, and I strained my vocal cords. And I drink a lot of water. I take care of myself, but it absolutely scared me to death, because I left there thinking, oh my gosh, what if I couldn't coach people? Like, for a couple of days, I was totally shook up. I was like, oh my gosh, man, I think I've strained my vocal cords. I'm panicking. I'm like, this is what I love doing. This is what I was put on earth to do, right? I got to protect this. See, for you, you were put on earth to do something that is a unique assignment to you. It's not my assignment. It's not somebody else's assignment. It's your assignment. And it is the assignment of the exchange between your talent and a problem, and your talent and another person. And that exchange gives you fulfillment. I want you to write down that word fulfillment. How many of you have heard me say at the end of one of my talks, you give me my purpose? See, I end almost every presentation by saying, you, people that buy my books, come to my coaching programs, come to my boot camps, get on my 4-week series. Here's how I end every presentation, man. Thank you. You give me my purpose. Without you, I don't have purpose. Everybody see that? That is exchange between two people or group of people. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you one more definition of purpose, because I really want to dig into this. And you may be saying, how does this help me sell health coaching or share my health coaching? How does this help me get more clients? I got to help you find your talent and use that talent through this business. That's how you're going to help more people. You're not giving them a health program. You're giving them a talent through the health program. You're distributing your skill to help other people. Your talent may be connection. Your talent may be articulation. Your talent may be making people feel comfortable. Your talent may be helping people fight through adversity. Your talent may be helping people get back up when they've been knocked down. Until we know that, then we're just have a product here that we're giving people. Third definition of purpose. We're going to call this the fundamental relationship. And the fundamental relationship is between your ability and skill and someone else's problem. So if I was drawing it up on my notepad here, I always draw it up like this. Over here is your talent. And the reason I'm tying talent to purpose is I believe when you find your ability, your purpose follows. See what I'm doing here? If you can see this on my notepad, here's your ability, here's your talent, and it is very unique. It's very specific to you. Here is my problem. The relationship here is called the fundamental relationship. And it is a relationship between a talent and a problem. See, you are uniquely qualified to help me. Okay. You are uniquely qualified to help me. Okay. Think about this. Why are you uniquely qualified? Because of your past. I'm going to make a very strong statement here that I really want you to get. Your past helps me to build my future. All of your breakdowns, all of your breakthroughs, all of your unique experiences, your past helps me to build my future. Okay. Everybody see that? See, a lot of coaches will tell you don't live in the past. I'm not telling you to live there. I'm telling you to go back there and grab the raw materials and make those raw materials valuable. All the breakdowns you've had, make them valuable for other people. See, the reason I wrote the book on confidence is because at 25 years old, I lost all of my confidence. Clinically depressed, couldn't get out of bed, and I was trying to just make it second to second, let alone minute to minute or hour to hour. Any of y'all ever been brokenhearted before? I was so brokenhearted at 25 years old, lost every bit of my confidence. See, that's valuable because when I went through that, I studied confidence. And I'm like, man, I'm going to become one of the world's top experts in confidence. Now, you know what part of my purpose is? Giving people confidence. Isn't that crazy? One of my purposes is to give other people confidence because at one time I lost all of my confidence. And I know confidence is the one thing that affects everything. So I'm paying you for your past. Your past helps me to build my future. Okay. So you gotta go, man. The past was valuable. All of it was valuable. Okay. Now, let's go back to our original problem. 90% of you said the reason you don't take the training and go do something with it is because you lack confidence or you lack belief. And that confidence and belief is prohibiting you from talking to other people, sharing with other people, following up with other people, helping getting other people going, because you said you don't have the confidence. When you lock into purpose, folks, when you lock into purpose, it's going to be something that you can't not do. It's going to be like, man, I can't not do this. It's my duty. It's my responsibility to go help other people. Somebody help me. I want to go help them. Okay. Now, you've heard me talk about, or many of you have heard me talk about the difference between start with why or find your why and what I call because goals. I actually believe in because goals, and because goals are big reasons you do something. Okay. And one of your assignments from this week's series is going to be to lock in and figure out a couple things. You're going to lock in to really thinking about your unique talent. Okay. What is my talent? How is that tied to my purpose? And then you're going to lock into your because goals. And a because goal is a big reason. Because I grew up poor, I made up my mind I didn't want my kids to grow up that way. Because my dad wasn't involved in my life early, I made up my mind I was going to be a good father to my kids. Because somebody helped me transform my life, I'm willing to get up every day and try to help other people transform their life. You see these? See, the reason I like this, how many of you believe you can know your purpose but not be motivated? See, this is the fundamental challenge I have with just finding your why. Let's say I know I'm supposed to be a coach. I know that's my purpose, but I wake up on Monday morning and man, I don't feel like calling anybody. I don't feel like following up. I don't feel like doing this. I just don't feel like it. My because goal is because of this, because I committed to this, I'm going to make those phone calls. Because this transformed my life, I'm going to go do this. Because I want to be a good dad to my kids, I'm going to have a baseline every day of how much time I spend with my kids. Because I don't want to be broke, I'm willing to get up and hustle. See, when I uncovered this concept of because goals, I'm like, that is the missing structure for so many people. See, if I was coaching Jason Sutton, one of the number one things I want to know is what is your A, where are you currently at, and where are you trying to go? I call that A to B. And I would ask him, what's your B? And he's going to tell me my B is, I'm down 20 pounds. I got this kind of energy. I'm making this much money. And I'm like, all right, why do you want to do that? What's your because goals for that reason? See, once I know his because goals, now I can motivate him. Jason, you remember when you told me you were doing this because of this? Let's remember that, man. When you don't feel like it on Monday, I need you to buckle down and work this business for 2 hours. Can you do that? Are you committed to this, B? See, if your because goals are strong enough, I take action. This is why I personally like because goals better than starting with why. People are going to tell you to start with why. I get it. It's a great book. It's a great concept. It's great packaging. But when I ask people, what's your why? They're like, huh. They immediately go to things like, well, my kids are my why. Okay. And that's okay if that's what your purpose is. But I think your purpose is actually in helping other people. I think your purpose is in using your talent to help other people. So I want you to lock in this week, or what are your top 3 because goals? What are your top 3 because goals? What do you think your unique talent is? What problem do you really solve, and for whom? What is your because goal? Okay. See, I'm clear on my because goals. It gives me motivation when I don't feel like it. Right? Because this is my purpose. And I can't have my purpose without you. You give me my purpose. Think of all the clients you're helping. They give you your purpose. Think of the people that call you and tell you thank you. They give you your purpose. Think of the fulfillment you get when you go out and help a lot of people. Imagine helping thousands and thousands of people, folks. Imagine helping millions of people. Imagine you getting letters and cards and gifts from people around the world that said, oh my gosh, this changed my life. Imagine how you're going to feel when that happens to you. That you're going to walk out there and go, man, I just got paid. I just got paid. So let me give you a couple definitions of profit, because this is what we're going to be working from this 4-week series. Purpose to profit. A lot of people think of money. One of my favorite sermon series is a sermon series by a guy named Jimmy Evans. Jimmy Evans was the mentor to Robert Morris. Robert Morris wrote The Blessed Life, Beyond Blessed, founded Gateway Church. Well, his mentor was a guy named Jimmy Evans. Jimmy Evans created Marriage Today. And he did a sermon called Turning Failure into Success. And he talked about the 7 ways that the world measures success. The 7 ways the world says you're successful. Now, if I ask you guys, how does the world measure success? Fame, wealth, power, status, looks, education. Is that how the world looks at success? Yes or no? See, the world says you're successful when you have a lot of money and you're good looking and you drive fancy cars and you got a lot of fame and you're real educated. See, that's the way the world measures success. But could you actually be, when I was watching that sermon, I wrote down this, could you actually be a successful failure? Could I be a great businessman and a lousy father? Could I be a great dad and a lousy businessman? See, I could actually be successful in one role of my life and a failure in another role of my life. And I wrote that concept down because I may write a book on this at some point, so nobody steal it because I'll know where it came from. Okay. I may write a book called The Successful Failure, because when we have to decide what success means to us. What does it mean to me? Okay. Thoreau said it's the continued expansion of worthy goals and happiness, the continued pursuit of worthy goals and expansion of happiness. That was his definition of success. Well, so when I was working with his profit definition, I thought, okay, there's internal profit. That's a Dave Blanchard term. Something that fulfills your internal bank account. Everybody see that? It fulfills your internal bank account. I was speaking once and a guy walked up to me, a former veteran, and he said to me, I don't have any money to give you. I don't have $1 to give you. I'm going through a divorce. I'm having all kinds of problems. But he said, today, coach, you activated something inside of me, and I'll never forget this. And I just want to thank you for that. Did I just get paid, guys? Yes or no? See, I went home that night and I told my wife, I got paid today. And I told her about this guy walking up to me and what he said to me. Right? Some people walk up to me after I speak and they say, good speech, coach, good speech. And I'm like, good speech. Is that it? Is that like, you know, saying good speech to a guy like me is like, you know, thanks for a few minutes of your time. No, I love it when people come up and go, man, you touched me today. You impacted me today. You affected me. So now people joke and come up to me and say, good speech, coach, good speech. Internal profit is something that fulfills your internal bank account. External profit is something that fills your real bank account with currency. External profit is, hey, you help people and you got paid. And there is no shame in helping a lot of people and getting paid. Y'all understand that? If you go back and study the parable of the talents, for so many years, I didn't understand this. I thought he was talking about ability. No, it was talking about money. A talent in the Bible was money. It was denarii. One talent was worth $360,000. Two talents, 720. Three talents, over $1 million. The parable of the talents is about money. It's not about talent. I always thought it was about talents until I broke it down and started studying it. He gave them a talent, and the talent was worth so much money. And he said, go multiply the money and bring it back to me. And the one said, I knew you to be a hard man, so I hid the talent in the ground. How many of you have ever heard the statement that you said at the end of your life, you want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant? How many of y'all have ever heard that before? The only place that is in the Bible is in the parable of the talents. And it's actually talking about money. To each was given an ability, to each of his own ability. He was given a talent based on ability. Go multiply the talent. The talent was money. Bring it back to me multiplied. And when the ones that brought it back multiplied, he said, well done, good and faithful servant. Everybody see that? Okay. Now, here's what I'm telling you. If you're a steward, a good steward, you take what you have and you multiply it. Okay. And this is the concept here. External profit is at the end of every month, you have money left over. After you have paid everything, you have money that is left over, and that's called profit. Does everybody see that? If you help a lot of people and you get it paid internally, I believe at some point you will have external profit. Now, there will be some people that never make a lot of money. Let's go back to that success or failure. Police officer will never be able to make a lot of money. A fireman will be able never to make a lot of money. Could they not still be successful and have profit? Yes, of course. There may be stay-at-home moms that never make a lot of money. Could they not be successful and have internal profit of keeping the family going? Of course they can. So I want you to change the way you see profit and wealth. Wealth to me is vitality, energy, the ability to contribute to the world. It's not always you got millions of dollars in the bank account. It's, man, I have wealth. I'm living a wealthy life, a rich life of helping people and contributing. Okay. So, but external profit is at the end of every month, you got some leftover money. And we start building your wealth. So it's, write this down, excess cash at the end of every month. It's excess cash at the end of every month. After you have paid all of your bills and you have money left over. Okay, to take that money and go do something with it. Now, Serena, you can decide what you want to do with it. You could invest it in something. I like to buy real estate with mine, beautiful retreat sites where we do retreats. I like to take my wealth and put it into things that produce more money. Passion projects, helping people. See, that's what I like to do. You got to decide, if you have excess cash left over, what would you like to do with it? What would you do with the money if you had a bunch of excess profit? So here's our objective over the next 4 weeks, and I'm going to take some questions. We started off on the deep end, folks. Something about this group's got me going deep. Okay, here's our objective. There you go, Lori. Use your purpose to create profits. Here's our objective. Purpose to profit is the title of the 4-week course. How do you use your purpose to create profits? By leveraging your talents. How do you use your purpose to create profits? By using your talents to solve problems. See, this is a good health coaching business. I got a talent, I got a solution, and there's a lot of people got problems. And I'm going to go out into the market and I'm going to help those people through my talent and help them solve their problem. Okay. Now I'm going to stop here. and we're going to take some questions, and you got a few assignments. What are your assignments? Everybody remember their assignments? Okay. I want you to dig in. I want you to spend some time this week thinking about your talents. What is, if you said, I got a great talent of connection. I got a great talent of taking something complicated and making it simple. I got a great talent in allowing people or getting people to talk. I got a great talent helping people bounce back. I got a great talent in helping women fight through adversity. I got a great talent of this. And guess where that comes from, folks? Your past. Your past. That's where your talent come from. Okay. It's something, right? So first thing I want you to do is I really want you to dig in this week and do some work thinking about this. I do a lot of mental mapping and drawing it up. Second assignment is to dig into your top because goals. What are your because goals? What's going to motivate you on Monday when you don't feel like doing it? Coach Burt's not right there living with you. Right? What's going to motivate you to pick up the phone, to send a Facebook message, to follow up with somebody? And you could say, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Everybody with me? Because I'm tired of living below the line. Because I'm tired of not having enough money. Because I'm tired of something. That's what's going to motivate you. That word motivate means to move, by the way. It means to move. The word inspire means to put life into. The word initiate means to activate. To initiate, like a car initiates. See, what we're trying to do is crank that engine up. Get this thing going, especially in June and July. These are very important times of the year for you to hit this business hard. Would you agree? This is the time you need to push, not contract. Okay? And I want you to think about the exchange between your talent and a problem. I like to talk about neglected problems. These are problems I see over and over and over and over again. I guarantee you guys see them, don't you? I'm tired. I'm overweight. I don't have any energy. I don't have any swag. I don't have any confidence. These are problems that you see over and over and over again. Now, here's the deal. Your talent and purpose, your talent solves that problem. And in the exchange is where you find the purpose. Everybody see that? I didn't know I wanted to write books till I wrote my first book at 25, folks. I had no idea what I was doing. No earthly idea. I didn't know I wanted to coach adults till I started coaching adults. I had no idea until I did it. So I didn't sit and find my purpose and then go do it. I actually just moved toward things that interest me. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day, I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I am on purpose. And the more people I helped, the more money I made. Everybody see that? It's that simple. It's literally that simple. I remember the first time I woke up and I had $100,000 in my bank account. And I was like, where'd that come from? I didn't even track it. I just woke up one day and I had all this money in the bank account. I was like, where did that come from? It came from helping a lot of people. That's where it came from. See, I didn't focus on it. I didn't wake up and say, I'm going to make a bunch of money. I woke up and said, how many people can I help in a day? Right? And then I woke up and I'm like, man, I made some money. You got to remember, I was a basketball coach, guys. I made $25,000 a year my first 3 years. It's never been about the money to me. It's been about how many people I can help. You follow me? That's what motivates me. The money is a byproduct of helping people. Okay. Now let me stop there and let me take some questions. Looks like somebody solved the chime problem. Thank the good Lord for everyone who solved that problem. All right. If you got a question you want to ask me, just unmute yourself. And we got time for just a few questions. If you want to ask me anything. I know we covered a lot of ground today. I woke up very inspired this morning. Alicia Hood. You guys give me my purpose. I woke up, I told my wife, I said, got some business to take care of this morning on my son's 2nd birthday. That's how much I love you guys.
I have a question. Do you want us to narrow it down to one talent, or do you want us to kind of come up with several?
Great question. I think you have a lot of talents, but I think for the purpose of this, I would like for you to find what I call your primary skill. Okay. And a lot of people get caught in a success trap, Mary. And a success trap is where you're really good at a lot of things. but you never really hone in on the one thing you should be doing. Okay. All I do, Mary, is coach. That is my talent, but it's not coaching. It's actually deconstructing concepts and then codifying those concepts and then packaging those concepts and delivering those concepts that activate the prey drive in people. That's my talent. So I take a concept like purpose to profit. Look how big that concept is. And I literally just keep, like a scientist, deconstructing it until I get it down to its essence. And then I teach it to people to activate something inside of them. I can't cook, geographically illiterate, can't fix a car. If you had a flat tire, I'd call somebody for you, but I wouldn't be able to get up underneath there and change it. Okay, because I don't have any talents in those things. Or that you guys may say that's lazy, coach. You're just being lazy. All right. So I hope that helps you. Yeah, I would focus on one core talent. One core talent. All right.
Coach,
Go ahead.
is being an encourager a talent, or is that part of a core talent?
It could be. All right. So think about this. You use your talent to help another person. That's when the talent becomes valuable. That's when the talent becomes valuable. Okay. And when it solves a problem is where monetization takes place. So if you have the gift of encouragement and you encourage people through tough decisions, you encourage people when they've been knocked down, you encourage people to take an action, then it could be considered, this is part of my gifting, right? Or this is part of my talent, and I convert it. The exchange is it's got to help other people. Right now, if you encourage people to get on the program, encourage them to fight through when they want to quit, encourage them to keep going, encourage them to do this. Now there's an exchange, right? They stay on the program, they keep paying for their fuelings, they keep going, and you get paid. Okay, so yes, that could be part of it. Okay. All right, Teresa.
Hey, I was just, it's interesting to me because I see somehow a correlation here is, do you find sometimes that people's spiritual gifts often are their purpose and their talents?
Yes. I think my wife has a spiritual gift of hospitality. She has the gift of hospitality. Now, the way she uses that gift is we do retreats. We do couples retreats. We do kids schools, Success School for Kids. And we host things at our house a lot. And she handles the hospitality and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. She prepares, she plans, she cooks the food, she prepares the space, she designs the real estate. That is both her talent and tapped into her purpose. Now, how do we make money with that? We took her gift and she didn't know how to do this. I'm like, hey, you need to take that gift. Like the other night, somebody said, will you design my space? And I'm like, they're offering to pay you to design their space. Like, you obviously got a talent there. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not a professional and I didn't go to design school. And I'm like, I don't care. They're telling you they would pay you to design their space. So they're telling you this is a talent you have. I'm like, you got to get the confidence to go do it. If they're willing to pay you, do it. So yes, I do think there's a correlation here of your spiritual gift, really locating your spiritual gift and saying, this is also my ability and talent. And then using the talent and then waking up one day and going, boom, this is my purpose. It's like it snuck up on me. This is what I love doing. This is awesome. So I think you're on the right track there. Remember, I used the word usage and exchange. See, my wife's gift of hospitality could be good inside our family, but it's also good when it serves our clients. And that's an exchange. So you guys do health and hope nights. Imagine doing nights on confidence. Imagine doing nights on transition. Imagine doing all kinds of nights that help people. So it doesn't have to be just one thing. You can invite people to lots of things and they could come and learn by using your gift of hospitality. Everybody see that? Good question. Some of you are asking about, yes, these are recorded. We do send all of these out. If you don't get the recording, just let Eric at Coach Burt or Mark at Coach Burt know. And you can still invite other coaches. So if they miss week 1, we have the recordings that we can send to them, and we'll keep plugging along. And my hope is at the end of 4 weeks, you're like, man, this was the most valuable course. How many of you had a valuable course at some point in life? And it's like, man, I want you to say this was one of the most valuable courses I ever went through, because it forced me to find my talents. It forced me to dig deeper into my purpose, and it forced me to get more confidence about how to take them to the world. Okay. So think of it like a course you're taking on personal development. Okay. Any other questions you want to ask?
Yeah, great speech, coach.
I always say telling me it's a great speech is like telling Picasso a good, hey, it's a nice painting you had there. It's like me going up to Garth Brooks after he sings, say, hey, good song, man. Good song up there you sang. I just joke with people. Sometimes that's all people know to say. So they don't say it, because they're not being nice. They just don't know what else to say. I like when people come out and say, boom, that affected me. Then I know I did a good job. Okay. All right. Any other questions I can see here? Still having trouble figuring out my talents. All right. There is a book. This is a very important question. I like the book Unique Ability. And you can get it on Amazon, because it has all these questions you can ask yourself. You can ask other people. It's a book that was very instrumental in me finding my talents. If you're looking at one of my books, This Ain't No Practice Life is a book I wrote in really finding your voice in life. Okay. How do you find your voice in life? Okay. So Unique Ability, Catherine O'Meara wrote that book. And it's very instrumental. And then my book, This Ain't No Practice Life. Can your past be your talent? No, but your past can contribute to your talent. Your past can contribute to your talent, because the past is the raw material. The breakdowns, the breakthroughs, everything you learned, it's all a gain. Okay, somebody noticed that earlier. The gap in the gain. The gain is everything from your past is the gain. It's what you learned. Now I'm coming to you and saying, take everything you learned and package it up and help me with my future. Did I make that part clear today? Okay. Everything in your past helps me build my future. Take it all up and help me. Help me avoid the pitfalls. Help me fight through my adversity. Okay. Is it best to list all your talents? Yes. I think it'd be good to sit down and go, you know what? I think I'm really good at this, and this. And for the purposes of this course, I want you to kind of hone in on your primary skill. Right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have written down like 4 talents that I think I have, but part of my struggle, of course, is confidence, but I feel like there's part of something missing. Like I can be creative and I like to be creative in thinking, but then I hit a roadblock and then I'm stuck and I feel like I need someone else to kind of partner with me. Any advice on partnering with people with your talents?
I think, yes, I'm a big believer in partnering with people on your talents, because you're very talented at something. Somebody else is very talented at something else. For example, you may be very talented at bringing on new clients to Optavia, and not very talented at engaging with those clients after you brought them on. You may be very good at bringing on clients, but not very good at bringing on coaches for some reason. You may be, so I think it's not that you can just outsource all of this to people, but if you see a guy like me, I stay in my lane of doing what I do, and then I build a team of people around me that can help me with implementation with certain things. If I've got ideas, if I'm great at singing the songs, coming up with the songs, the creative side of it, then I try to stay 80 to 90% doing what I'm really good at. And then I recognize, I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at that. How do I solve this problem? Who can help me solve this problem? Okay. And as you begin to get your business up and going, you may have some help. You may have a person that does this part for you. My wife comes up with the messages to her clients, the bulk messages, and then she has an assistant that helps, kind of this life assistant that she'll say, I want to reach out to all my health coaches with this message. I want to invite them to this. And, you know, she's kind of got a little person helping her that can help kind of offset that, because she's got kids and she got her kids and she's having another child, and, you know, she's got a lot going on here. And I'm like, how many people do you need to run this operation, sweetheart? How many people do you need on your team to make this work? And she's like, well, I need an assistant and I need a nanny. And I'm like, okay, if I get you all those people, will you work this business 2 hours a day? There's a lot of negotiating here, folks. Okay. So, you know, I do believe that you got to really understand that you have a talent, and some areas you're just not very talented in. It's okay. It's okay. I'm a great coach, but I'm a lousy manager. I don't like managing people. I don't like babysitting people. I don't like telling people they should show up on time, or you understand where I'm going with this, folks. But I do love coaching. I do. If you put me in a coaching role, I will coach my little heart out. But the minute I feel like I got to manage a person, I'm like, I'm over this. I don't want to do this. Okay. Not babysitting grown adults.
Okay. Coach Burt.
Yep.
That's me. I'm a fire starter, but not a fire keeper. Yep. I love to get people excited and passionate about something and get them on board. And so I'm having to learn the process of, you know, really stewarding that well, like the long journey, the long walk with people. So I can bring in a lot of people and get them excited, but then the managing part of that is almost like it's boring for me, but I'm learning to do it one step.
Well, here's what I would tell you. I build structures for people to get access to my energy that are in my coaching programs. I love coaching people in a groups, okay, not one-to-one. So the way I do that is I say, you know what, I'm going to do a weekly session every week on Monday where I do 30 or 40 minutes with me. So when you sign up for my coaching programs, you get me every week, but it's in a group setting. Okay. And then we're going to message you, and we're going to have events that you can come to. And that's my way of keeping people engaged with me, with not just doing one-to-one attention for everybody. Okay. And some people need one-to-one attention, and I have to say, okay, let us get you a person who can work with you individually. Right. Because I do see this for a lot of health coaches. You sign people up.
I think I thrive.
Yeah.
I think I thrive more in a group setting, because I feel like that the teacher in me, it's a platform. And so I get more excited about that, I think. But yeah, thank you.
Yep. So I think you got it. When you first get them on board, you got to say, look, the way I stay in touch with everybody is I do a session. It's only 30 minutes a week. It's right here for you. I'm going to come in and coach you on a specific thing. I'm going to get you in this private Facebook group where we're going to engage with you. I'm going to be doing some events throughout the year I want you to come to. And you try to stay in your strength zone of keeping people in that setting, and say, hey, here's an SOS number. If you need me for anything, text me this number, right? And let them do the SOS thing. Because if that's your talent is group and you get energy from it, you got to structure the business around how you really work and operate well. You know, we coach several thousand people at a time. There's no way I could coach them all one-to-one or spend one-to-one time with them. It's just no way. Okay. So I'm like, how many times can I touch these people in a week to keep them in a rhythm with me, that they feel like they're getting access to me? Okay. All right. Great question. All right. Go ahead. Azeli? Is that my
Hi, Azeli. Yes. I love the concept of the exchange of energy. I'm a singer part-time with a band, and if the crowd, it's my responsibility and the band's responsibility to change the energy in the room, but entertaining is also an exchange of energy. So if the crowd is not into it, it doesn't matter, like you said, with the Eric Church concept. If the crowd's not into it, it doesn't matter how much we give and how great we play. It's just that electricity is not going to be there. So I absolutely love this concept of energy. I love the concept of usage and exchange. So I just want to say, like, this is like all you're speaking my language. So thank you very much. I'm loving it. It's right to the heart. So thank you.
I always secretly wanted to be a rock star, but since I couldn't sing, I had to settle for speaking. Now,
it's medicine for me.
But listen, I've spoken to audiences before where they just looked at me like this, and there is no exchange there, folks. And I'm like, come on, folks. Are you live? Like, give me some energy here. Come on. Like, I came all this way. Where there's no exchange, man, there's no fun.
You wonder if they even have a pulse.
Yes. I mean, how many of you poured into a health coaching client that won't text you back, won't respond to you, won't engage with you? And it's like, man, this is miserable. I'm trying to help you here and you won't exchange with me. Then how many of you work with the person that's like, I love this, love you, thank you, appreciate you. Like this changing my life. Like that is so awesome. So I'm looking to attract those people to me. Okay. When you're really on purpose, folks, how many of you think people can sense when you're on purpose? How many people are attracted to people who are on purpose? See, you're going to start attracting people to you because you got a dynamic energy about you. And you got a dynamic energy about you because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the world, you know, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, Coach, this is exactly what you were put on earth to do, coach people. Like it is so obvious to me. And I'm like, thank you. That's what I feel. So I think what we're trying to get you to is understand the concept of attracting versus chasing, and attracting the right people. Okay. And people who want to go the distance and understand, man, it's me and you together. This is why I always say in the beginning, Jessica, I always say this is a vested partnership. For this to work, this is a vested partnership between you and I. Okay. I'm going to be right there with you. I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to follow up with you. I'm going to help you. But man, all progress starts by telling the truth and you helping yourself. Okay. So let's do this together. Right. That's the only way this will work. Okay. Krista?
I have a question. Can your talent be a personality trait?
I want you to think of the difference between attributes and talent. So an attribute, maybe you got a great personality, or you're friendly, or you're entertaining. We have to use that to solve a problem for another person. So I see people have a lot of charisma. You know, they have a lot of chemistry. They connect with people. I would kind of put that in the bucket of connection. And I would say your talent of connection is really what helps you connect to people and solve their problems. So I want you to think, some people have attributes like hard worker. Being a hard worker is not a talent. Okay. I'm a people person. I hear that a lot. I'm a people person. Well, what specifically about you helps you be a people person? You're good at connecting. You're good at diffusing. You're good at entertaining. You're good at connecting dots. See, I want you to think deeper about your talents than just you have these attributes. Like when I was in high school, I won Prince of Personality. That was the award I won in high school, guys. I didn't win best looking or most likely to succeed. It's kind of funny because the guy who voted most likely to succeed turned out to fail in life. I won Prince of Personality, and I went and I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, man, well, you just got this big personality. Everybody loves you. You're friendly. You're smiling all the time. And I never thought about that until I was like 40 years old. And I was like, how do I convert personality to talent? What is it? It comes down to connection. It comes down to articulation. It comes down to being open. It comes down to, you see where I'm going with this? So I hope that helps you there. There's attributes and there's talents. There's personality and there's talents. So I think of talent of like very specific skill that you have, uniquely you. Okay. Garth Brooks' talent is not singing. It's connecting. There's people who can sing better than Garth Brooks, but he's worth $400 million, $500 million because he connects to people like crazy. And even his own wife in his documentary, because I always watch these documentaries to see what makes them real unique. His wife said, when you are with my husband, it is never about him. It is always about you. And she says, I do not have that talent. He connects to people better than anybody I have ever seen. That's what his wife said about him. So this is like, see, you look at him and you go, Garth Brooks is a singer. He's a performer. His real talent, when I watch him, is connection and how he makes other people feel. He's grateful. He's appreciative. It's always about the audience. It's never about him. How many of you gone to see a performer? It's always about the performer. And there's no connection, right? He understands, I'm only here because of you. You bought my tickets. You helped me build this life. Let me give you everything I have in appreciation for that. So that's the kind of how I look at it. So great question. Lisa, what you got?
Yeah, I have taken a spiritual gift inventory, so I kind of know where I rank high on those. And so I think that probably has helped me. So and so I'm just curious, this anybody who's thinking about like trying to think of those talents, or even myself to relook at mine, asking others, like where they think your talents are, maybe where maybe you see fruit in others' opinions. So I'm just curious what you think about that. I think you've kind of touched on it.
100%. And if you read the book Unique Ability that I mentioned, that's one of the #1 exercises that book has you do, is it has you go to 10 people that really know you and say to them, look, I'm getting real serious about finding my talents, my abilities. What do you think I'm really good at? And then if you see a consistency, let's say 5 people say to you, Lisa, you are a genius and master at this. And see, the reason they can see it and you can't see it is it's natural to you. I always say it was given to you at birth. It's a birthday gift, right? Manufactured by the manufacturer. Okay. So you got these gifts and talents. It's like, hey, you got birthday gifts, but you never opened them. You never even thought about them. I would dare say 9 out of 10 people never even think about their talents. They never even think about their purpose. They just get up and go do something. They go to a job. They go to work. They go to make money. They go to do something. So this is why I think the purpose-driven life was so big. So finding talent, man, it's become a lot of our work. I think it's some of the most important work that my company does. And I've even thought about having a school. It's called the Michael Burt School of Talent, or Talent Finder, or Purpose Finder, because it's such a big problem in the world that I think if we could help you find this real early in life, your life would really take off. Okay. And it's passion. I'm passionate about it. Okay. All right. I got time for a few more, then I got to go celebrate. Just been good for you guys today?
Yes.
Chrissy Miller, did you enjoy this? Okay. All right. I really love working with you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, I think my team would tell you, the people who are the best exchange for me over the last 3 years has been health coaches. So anytime I get asked to do anything for the health coaches, I'm in. Okay. So we're going to have a great 4-week series. It's a great kickoff. It's going to be every Saturday at 8 a.m. Okay. And we have a private Facebook group called Purpose to Profit for this group. We'll put the replays in there. Okay. I'll be jumping in there to do some coaching from time to time. We'll be sending the replays out. And Eric at coachburt.com. If you want to do anything with me at any time, if you got something you want me to do, or you want to come to something else we're doing, just Eric at coachburt.com. He's on my team and he's a health coach. So he understands health coaching. He's gone through it. Him and his wife have lost 70 pounds over the last X number of, I don't know, X number on the program. So
10 weeks.
How many?
About 10 weeks.
10 weeks. Him and his wife have lost 70 pounds. So they're on the program right now. They're locked into the habits of health. They're locked into the 5-in-1. And so he understands my business of coaching people, and he understands the health coaching business. Okay. So if you have questions, reach out. He does get large numbers of messages from people. Okay. So if he doesn't get back to you within a second, it's because when I go out to the world, man, there's thousands of people I get in front of. And those people just come in like crazy. So, if something happens and he doesn't get back to you, just reach back out to him, give him a little grace, because he probably gets hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages. And I do not give up my personal cell number, or I would never see my family. Okay. So if you need anything from me, Eric can help you, and get in that private Facebook group. And we really look at helping you. Yep. Kay's in our executive coaching program. She was just here at the lodge with me yesterday, and she's a joy to coach. She's in this program too. So we're excited about working with you guys. God bless you. Thank you.
Hey,
get my purpose. Yes.
I want to leave them with something, because I just wrote this down. You identified a problem, which is helping people find the purpose. You're passionate about it. It solves a problem in the world people would pay for, and your conscience is telling you to do it.
It's good. That's right.
How you find your talent.
We're going to get it.
That's a formula that you taught me.
Yep.
Right. I'm sure you're going to give it to them along the way, but
yep.
Again, you've identified a problem. Talk a little bit about that before you go. I know I don't want to prolong the call.
Well, I start with the problem, folks. I always start with the problem. What is the problem? Because that is where the exchange happens. Then I go, what talent do I have to solve this problem? Okay. Then I go, what am I passionate about? That's emotional intelligence. That's prey drive. Then I ask a big question. Lord, what am I supposed to be doing? That's conscience. Some people believe conscience is God's voice to his children. Everybody see that? See, when I say I didn't start asking this question until I was 40 years old. When I became 40, got in my 40s, I started quit saying what I want to do. And I started asking, what am I supposed to be doing? That's a bigger question. And I got clarity. You're supposed to have success schools for kids. You and your wife are supposed to be doing couples retreats. You're supposed to be coaching people on talent and purpose. And I began to shift my life away from just business and all business to these big problems, finding purpose and talent and what can we do for kids and how can we see where I'm going with that? Now, when I design my programs, I design them based on the formula Eric just said, right? And that's the big part of the equation is now I think, what's the problem? What's the talent? What am I excited about? And how can I deliver this? What's my conscience telling me to do? So we will go through that formula when we go through finding your talent. I will actually give you a formula in the upcoming weeks. Okay. So we'll go through finding it, packaging it, marketing it, monetizing it. That'll be the 4 weeks. Okay. All right, folks, we could keep going all day, but I'm going to need you to come back next Saturday and let's do it again. Fair enough?
Happy birthday to your son.
All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
wonderful.